tonight, and with everything I had going on, I think I'm just going to sit this one out. Besides, with the 5, it's going to look kind of odd. With 4, it'll look more even. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll be listening in the background in case you guys run into any problems. I'm going to mute myself.
Brother Bill, I need you.
I'll go ahead and hit record, and you guys can just run with it.
Thank you, Phil.
This meeting is being recorded.
I do that.
All right, tonight we have Margie K. She's a radio personality. She's involved with UNX Network, and she's a paranormal investigator. Phil was with us, but he had to leave. We had the Paranormal Soul Brother, and he was involved with WKRP Cincinnati, and he's a dancing entertainer. You know me already, Margie, so I don't need to introduce myself. And we have a special guest, the legendary Tim Shorts. And Tim Shorts, he's been on History's Greatest Mysteries, Ancient Aliens, and William Shatner's The Unexplained. And also, too, Margie, I'm going to take you into a time machine. We're going to go back to 2020. And you were interviewed by Tim Shorts and Tim Beckley. Tim and Tim, Exploring the Bizarre. KCOR Radio.
I remember that. Yes.
You and Tim go back 2020.
Yeah, 5 years. I thought you were going to, when you said take me back in time, I thought you were going to take me back to the 70s.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, thank you for being on the show. Margie, how did you get involved with the paranormal? What made you so interested in the paranormal?
Well, as a kid, paranormal things kept happening to me. So we figured out early on, by the time I was 2 years old, that I was seeing things other people weren't. And but when I was 10 or 11 years old, I saw my first apparition, which happened to just be a floating head at the end of my bed in my bedroom in the middle of the night. So that was a wake-up call, and I wanted to know what that was, and how is it possible that there was a spirit of my grandfather who I'd never met. He died before I was born, and there he was talking to me, although I couldn't hear anything. So that sent me down a path, and then of course everything paranormal you can think of has happened to me since. And, you know, lots of UFO sightings, extraterrestrials, poltergeists in the house tearing things up, just everything that you can imagine. So that's how I got interested in becoming an investigator. And I thought, well, I'll probably be able to solve this in short order. Now, it's still not solved.
I know the Paranormal Soul Brother is going to be very interested. You did some UFO investigations?
Oh, I've done over 1,200 UFO investigations, yeah.
Wow.
Some for MUFON, and then before that, before I joined MUFON for myself. Yeah.
And where are some of the locations that you did these UFO hunts?
All over the state of Missouri, some Kansas, a few other states, and then, of course, I've had my own experiences and encounters to add to that, but just basically all over. There are a lot of hot spots, but they can't appear anywhere at any time, really. There's just no rhyme or reason to why they do what they do. You'll have a group coming into one part of the state for a while, for a period of time, and they'll all be the same type of craft, and then after, you know, a couple of days or a month or two, they'll be gone, and you never see that again in that spot. It's just strange. It's a phenomenon that is bizarre. It's unexplained, and you know, as we get smarter with our technology, we're starting to figure a few things out about them, but not everything. And certainly some of them are ours, as I'm sure you're aware, so to speak. But we got some of the technology from them.
Have you come across, have you interviewed any alien abductees?
quite a few. In fact, we have an ET experiencers group here in Kansas City, and we're not associated with any other organization, so we accept anybody who wants to come in and discuss their encounters. Either they've been abducted or they have simply had encounters. They've seen extraterrestrials or non-human entities, and so we provide a safe place for them to come visit with us and talk. And there are a few groups around the country that do that, but we really have to find a way to get to more people and do something like in this format on Zoom or something else, but also we've got to be able to keep it very secure so that nobody can break in, because occasionally people break in on Zoom meetings. So we're working on that, and we might do something here in the near future.
Hey, Tim and Paranormal Soul Brother, there was an alien abductee that I interviewed, and he had an implant in his leg, and there was no entry room wound, or there was no exit wound, and I was able to touch his implant and move it around, which was so weird. Have you ever experienced anything like that, Margie?
Yes, I have several of my witnesses that I know have implants after they've had a sighting, and then it also seems to continue where they'll receive new implants at various times, and they seem to know when they've had an experience, and then I've had one in particular will come to me, and I'll check him with an EMF meter, and we'll find something else there, or you can actually see it under the skin. And I had an implant myself, which was taken out in 1987.
Wow.
We thought it was a hernia. All of a sudden I started having this pain right below my navel, and it was just like there was something really hard in there that was trying to come out and like burst through the skin. It was very painful. So I went to the doctor, and he referred me to a surgeon. The surgeon says, I don't know what that is, but we're going to get it out. So he said, it might be a hernia. I don't know. So I went into the hospital. He said, this is just an outpatient procedure. It's a little 1/4-inch cut. We're going to take that out and be done with it. And when I woke up from the surgery, I was in a private room by myself with only the intern in there with me. And I was like, can I go now? And she says, no, you can't go. It took a little longer than we thought and a little bigger wound. So she says, let me take a look at that. She takes the packing off and takes a look, and there is a 3-4-inch cut, not a 1/4-inch, a big long cut that has been sewn up, but part of it wasn't sewn up right, and there was blood and what looked like blood and water squirting out just everywhere. It was all over the bed and the floor, and she says, well, hold this down real tight. Okay, now the rest of this is kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
If you're ready for weirdness,
okay.
My husband called at that moment and says, are you ready to go? I'll come pick you up. I said, no, I'm not. Something really weird